What's going on, guys? It's the It Out Podcast. We are back live today. I'm your host, Jerome Jones. We got Darren Braxton. What's going on, Darren? Why are you laughing already? Like, we just started.
Listen, I'm already seeing this. It's too soon for you, sir. It's too soon for you, sir.
We got Darius Riddick. Somebody's a little happy right now. What's going on, Darius?
Cam Newton for MVP, man.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying, man. Superman
so,
is back.
We got rid of
Stidham.
We got rid of Stidham season now.
Unfortunately.
Thank God.
I agree. Thank you guys for all being here. We are the It Out Podcast, the Pro Football Podcast, your favorite Pro Football podcast, that is. We are so grateful today because we have a new audience. So now we have YouTube. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitter, and we're live on our usual on Facebook. So we do appreciate that. And we have Avery Collins in the building. What's going on, Avery? Avery came on a little late, but we finally got him on. What's going on, Avery?
Yo, y'all was really gonna start this without your boy? Like, that's crazy.
Man, we got time limit.
We're on a time limit, Avery. We're on a time limit, man.
We started on a new platform and just expected everybody was like, all right, I'm gonna send it 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, you're the only one that couldn't get on last time we did.
I'm the only one with the Mac.
But anyway,
you want the older Mac, you want a newer one.
Anyway, so the great thing about this new platform is I can mute you guys. So that's the great thing about this. So as you see, I muted these guys. I'm the one talking. This is my podcast. So let's do this. But no, I'm gonna take you guys off. But we Zoom. like I said before, we do appreciate everybody. We got new platforms going on. YouTube. Live on YouTube, live on Twitter. So this is an interactive podcast. So if you guys have your comments, we do have a comment section on here. We'll blast your comments on here. So if you have any comments and things you want to say it. We put it on here. We'll respond. We love having that interaction. So please do that. Also, please make sure you share. So let's get right into this and let's talk about some of these topics that we're going to talk about today. And today, the first thing we're going to talk about is obviously, Darius already kind of spoiled it, but we're going to talk about Cam Newton. So Cam Newton is now with the Patriots. And we want to know, are they the favorites to win now in the AFC? Darius, I'm gonna let you start off because I know you're super excited. You want to get this out of your system, so go ahead. Do you think, man?
I just want to say Cam Newton for MVP this year. That was my little introduction. No more Stidham season. We leaving Stidham in the past. We leaving the Stidham show in the past. We gotta see how
a different energy. That energy not the same.
But I love the move. It's a low risk, high reward move for both sides. For Cam Newton, he gets a chance to revive his career. I think when you look at organizations where players can go to really revive their career, New England is one of the top organizations where a player can go and get a 1-year deal, produce, and then that opens the door for him for more opportunities. So I think with Cam, that's what he's looking at. And obviously, the Patriots and the Cleveland Browns were the only 2 teams out of all 32 teams to really talk to Cam Newton. I mean, we talked about him possibly going to the Bears. And obviously, when he got released, there was always this rumor talk with him going to the Patriots. So I love the move. I definitely want to see him and Stidham battle out for the starting position. I don't want it to be handed to Cam Newton. Obviously, we don't know how healthy he is. But if we can get Cam Newton to be the 2015 Cam Newton who won MVP, who took his team to the Super Bowl, who won 15 games, then you're looking at a New England Patriots team that is one dangerous on offense because you have a dual threat quarterback and you still have that defense that is still good. Do I think they're the favorite to win the AFC? I think this puts them in a conversation it puts them in a conversation again. Obviously, we know Baltimore, what they can do with Lamar Jackson. We still have Patrick Mahomes, who's obviously coming over the Super Bowl MVP and winning the Super Bowl. But I definitely do think this puts them back in that conversation with Cam Newton, especially if he's healthy, if we can get that 2015 Cam Newton. So I love the move.
All right, let me hear from Darren.
I gotta love Cam, though. I can't be mad. I like the move. I really wanted it to happen a while ago, only because of the simple fact I like kind of how that marriage would be. Basically, it will allow Cam to now go to a team that, one, has a chance of really winning, really greatly, is known for winning, and with Josh McDaniels there, I like how he is as an offensive coordinator. That's my main thing, and I kind of dislike the fit. But on the other hand, favorites to win the AFC. Did we forget about the Chiefs already? Did we forget about the Ravens already?
You had to throw the Ravens in there.
I even throw the Texans and the Titans in there before I throw the Patriots right now.
Mm.
You can fall all you like, but listen.
Maybe
For them,
the Texans.
For them to be the favorite to win, I can't say that. Now, in contention to win the AFC East, that's a foregone conclusion at this point. Again, but the AFC as a whole, there's still a lot of competition. And Cam Newton is great, but they have not really upgraded those weapons around him. They still have basically the same weapons they had last year for Tom Brady.
Everybody's about to lose it.
Mohamed Sanu?
Yeah.
Everybody's about to lose it.
But I'm sorry. Listen, Avery likes the guy. He loves the guy. Thinks he's second best hands in the league. I don't see it.
Relax. I never said second.
What'd you say? Top three?
I said potentially top three. Potentially top three.
Okay. Excuse my language.
Mohamed Sanu?
Top
Come
three.
on, man.
Go ahead, Avery.
Nah.
Listen. Okay, first things first. Let me address Darius. This is a whole different type of energy, fam. Like, what is going on here? Because when the views broke in our chat, and I could pull the receipt. You said, but it's still. That's what you said. But I digress. That's a different type of energy. Okay, cool. With that being said, you're talking about Cam Newton and a resurgence and different things like that. I hope for that. I truly do. We don't know if Cam is going to start. Let's just keep it a beam. It's going to be a quarterback competition. They didn't bring Stidham in because they just wanted to bring some guy in. They believe in Stidham, and the reports coming out say that they're really high on the guy, that they believe that he can be the future of the franchise. So it's not like it's a foregone conclusion that Cam is going to start. Now, granted, I believe we all think that Cam is the front runner to start, right? If he can grasp the offense, because he's a former league MVP, he's a starter in this league for 9 years. He can do things that Stidham can't. So we all assume that Cam is going to be the front runner. With that being said, there's no guarantee that he's going to be the starter. Now, to Darren, as far as you're talking about the competition in the AFC, I believe that there is competition in the AFC. Do not include the Texans in there. Do not include the Titans in there, because
that's what I'm saying.
Because the Texans, there's too many holes. There's holes on defense, and they don't have DeAndre Hopkins on offense anymore. So we got to see what they're going to do. You can't include the Titans in there because though their defense is good and their running game is good, we still have to see Ryan Tannehill take another leap. Now, I like Ryan Tannehill, and I think that he can take another leap this coming season, but we still have to see that. So to say that the favorite or the Patriots shouldn't be the favorite is off base to me. The reason being is because they were the favorites last year with Tom Brady. At this point in their careers, you can make the argument that Cam Newton is a better quarterback and brings more to the table than Tom Brady does, right? And as far as what he can do, and as far as what as a threat, because of the way the landscape of the quarterback position is going. In addition to that, you talked about his weapons. Cam Newton threw for 3,000, 4,000, and close to 5,000 yards with the likes of Kelvin Benjamin. What was his name? The other 12 receiver who came out of nowhere.
Devin Funches. Devin Funches,
like,
yeah.
What are we talking about? Like, are we putting those guys on the level of a Mohamed Sanu, a Julian Edelman? Are we doing? No, he has. If you really want to make an argument, he has more weapons. He's got Sonny Michel in the backfield. He still's got James White in the backfield. So he's not losing what he's had in Chris McCaffrey as far as a receiving threat out the backfield as well. They're gonna have a tight end who's going to be capable of playing. So, and then they have arguably the best defense in the NFL. So, and we see what Cam can do with a good defense. He took the team to a Super Bowl. So to say that they're not, or they shouldn't be the favorites in the AFC because of it, I mean, again, they were the favorites with Tom Brady. I think they should be the favorites with Cam Newton because, again, until somebody takes over and shows that they can beat the Patriots with or without Tom Brady, they should be the favorites.
So are we just going to forget that the Chiefs beat them last year? The Ravens beat them last year.
Okay.
The Titans beat them last year. Are we going to forget about all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Didn't the Texans beat them last year?
And they beat them with who? Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a stationary quarterback. And look at all the teams that you named. All those teams have quarterbacks that can move outside of the pocket. Now you give Josh McDaniels a quarterback who can do the same thing. You don't think that he's going to game plan around those different things? You don't think that just the threat of having Cam Newton is going to change how defenses call games? Because we're not calling games against Tom Brady where it's like, well, let's move him out the spot. We don't want Cam to move out the spot. We want to keep him in the pocket. So, of course, that's going to change the game plan. And then when you do get him out the pocket, that's an amazing threat. So you got to think that probably more points are going to be scored. More improv plays are going to be happening. So momentum shifts are going to happen much more often with the Patriots now. To me, it's like we can't base anything off last year. It would be one thing if they brought in a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, Joe Flacco, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, people who are the likes of Tom Brady, who are stationary quarterbacks who throw the football. You can't do that with Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a completely different breed.
All right. Let's
go ahead. Get your last point.
How can we really say that Cam, like you said, is going to be the starter? We all hope he's going to be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't start, then what? Are we still going to say the Patriots are now the favorites to win the AFC with Stidham?
Yes. Because of the defense that they have.
He's almost the same. He can move a little bit.
Nah, he's more mobile than Tom Brady. He's way more mobile.
For sure.
He's way more mobile. Way more mobile.
And you got to understand, just the threat. You got to understand, Aaron Rodgers is not a scrambling quarterback, but he can move. So because of that threat, there's a certain way you have to play him. That's why I didn't include him in the conversation as quarterbacks like Tom Brady, because he's not like Tom Brady in the sense that if Aaron Rodgers gets out the pocket, there's damage that's going to be done. If Tom Brady gets out the pocket, he's throwing the ball away. He might get 5 yards or he's going to get clocked.
I still don't trust him. I'm sorry. Listen, and then second,
Tom Brady got 1,000 yards rushing. So
right,
I'm just letting you guys know. Rushing. 1,000.
After 1,000 years, it seems like. Okay,
it's like about a roughly 8 yards a season, something like that.
It took him long enough, but he finally got it.
Until the Patriots knock off the Ravens and the Chiefs and show that they're better.
Which we have.
Knock them off.
Which we have.
The Patriots have ruled the AFC for how long? Until the Ravens and the Chiefs can consistently show that they can compete with them. This is not stop. We can't change the.
So speaking of the Chiefs.
He's showing his bias right now. He's showing his bias right now. The bias in him.
The Chiefs.
Speaking
of the Chiefs, okay, let's move on. Speaking of the Chiefs, Chris, what's his name? Chris Harris?
Chris Jones.
There you go. Chris Jones is looking for a new deal. We want to know about Chris Jones because they franchise tagged him this year. He's a big part of that defense. If they want to stop Cam Newton in the playoffs, if they do get to the playoffs, this is one of the guys they're going to need. So I want to know if you guys, do you feel like him skipping out, will he skip out on the season and will he get that new deal? Or do you see him open up or the Chiefs open up the wallet for them? So I'm going to start off with Darren on this. How you feel about this whole situation with Chris Jones?
I feel like he can get $20 million. I don't know if I would personally pay him $20 million. I can see possibly the 17-18 range, somewhere around there more likely, because the Chiefs got to still think. They still have not re-signed Patrick Mahomes. That's their number one person that they have to re-sign right now. Yes, they have a little bit of time with that, But you'd rather get the job done now than have to wait later on and have another Dakota Prescott situation on their hands. And like we already kind of said in multiple other podcasts, Patrick Mahomes got a lot of leverage. He still has a lot of leverage right now with the things he's accomplished so far in his career. His very short career, but accomplished a lot. So I don't see them really opening up their pockets to pay him $20 million. But if he does skip out in the regular season, I do say that definitely hurts him. It definitely hurts him because he's definitely a driving force for that defense, especially on that defensive line. And that's the main concern. Just trying to finagle and get to a certain point where both sides are happy with what they paid.
All right. How you feel about this, Avery?
Real quick, as far as Chris Jones being the driving force on the defense, I'm not sure about that. The reason why is because though he's a good player, interesting stat, when he's off the field, they generate a higher pass rush than when he's on the field. When he's off the field, when he's on the field, they give up about 5.5 yards per carry. When he's off the field, less than 4.
Where are you getting your stats from, sir?
You can Google it, baby. You can Google it.
I'm Googling it right now. We're on a Google train right now.
Right. And so, we have to understand that the analytics are going to show up and show this. So the ownership, the GM can make a case like, really your production comes when you freelance, right? It also it can show maybe that he ignores gap assignment from time to time to get sacks or whatever in different things, especially in the run game, because he's so pass or quarterback oriented. So he loses his gap assignment in a sense. So now obviously that's something that we would have to study film to confirm, but the numbers suggest it. Now, so that's why I said I don't know if he could be. I can consider him the staple of the defense. I still think it might be Houston. I think he's the guy who the defense runs through, as well as Tyrann Mathieu. Now, with that being said, he's not getting $20 million no matter where he decides. If he tries to hold out and tries to go somewhere else, nobody's paying him $20 million. We've seen Jadeveon Clowney, who's way more productive than Chris Jones. He's not getting $20 million. It's just not going to happen. You're not getting that type of money. The only interior defensive lineman that you can make a case for that can get that type of money is Aaron Donald. That's really it. Outside of that, you're not paying an interior defensive lineman that type of money. So for me, I can't say that him holding out is in his best interest. I don't see it.
As you guys are seeing on PFF, my man had 22 tackles, 6 assists, 9 sacks, a forced fumble, and he has a total overall grade of 86.3 from PFF. So that looks very productive to me. I mean,
I'm not saying he's not productive. Again, my question comes in: where does your production happen? So, for example, somebody like Dwight Freeney, the year that we went to the Super Bowl with Dwight Freeney on our roster, Dwight Freeney had, I believe, between 13 and 15 sacks that year. And it was the year that Vic Beasley ended up leading the league in sacks, right? Mm-hmm. Dwight Freeney played on third down. He didn't play first and second down. So it depends. So where's your production coming in? So it's not that you're not productive. It's where is your production coming in? So if you're getting all of these stats on third down, of course, you're a pass rushing interior defensive lineman. You should. That's what they're calling you to do. If you're, but again, when we look at the stats where it's at, as far as what you're doing in the run game, when you're on the field, we average giving up 5.5 yards, close to it. When you're off, we give up barely 4. So it's like, where's your production coming in? So sometimes numbers can lie in that regard, where it's just like, again, your production looks good on paper, but where's it coming in?
All right, what I missed? Darius, what do you feel about this whole situation, man?
I don't see him getting $20 million. I agree with Avery. I don't think he's a $20 million man. Obviously, I think the only person that deserves that money, if he's not getting that money, is Aaron Donald. We know how dominant of a player he is. I don't think Chris Jones is that dominant of a player. I think that what he needs to do, play this franchise tag, play it out. If I'm Kansas City, my main focus is wrapping up Patrick Mahomes. That is my number one focus right now. Trying to get Patrick Mahomes under contract, obviously for the future. I think with Chris Jones, I don't see the Chiefs opening up their wallets. I wouldn't pay him $20 million. Avery's right. No team really is going to pay him $20 million a year. He needs to lower his asking price somewhere between maybe $15 to $17 million a year. If he lowers his price, then I think the Chiefs will probably open their wallet. But $20 million for somebody who's not the best player on your defense, in my opinion, I don't think so. I think the Chiefs need to really. I think he needs to play on the franchise tag. And if he sits out, that's really just going to hurt him. I don't think it's going to hurt the Chiefs. I think defensively they're still going to, be a solid unit just because of all the other pieces they have on that defensive side. So I don't think they should. I don't see them opening their wallets for Chris Jones as far as that much.
Yeah, definitely. All I know is every time I play Madden and I go into the 2020 season, he's a free agent, and I snatch him up. I don't care how much money.
I do too.
All my money into him. I don't care what team I have. I don't care who's already on my defensive line. I always make sure I grab him in free agency. So I think
I'm a victim of that.
Yeah, I
cheat and I take the salary cap off. So
I may overpay him. You're a cheater. Nah, you can't do that.
Right? Oh man. Speaking of the man, no, I'm joking. All right, let's move on to our next conversation. The NFL is cutting, or I don't think they actually officially did it yet, but they're deciding to cut 2 preseason games this season. Are you guys worried about any kind of early season delay or any kind of cancellation of the season? I mean, there have been cases coming out with the corona, people getting sick. I know you guys heard about all the Crimson players that are getting sick. I want to know, like, are you guys a little nervous? Like, I gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous. I'm trying not to be. What you guys think? I'm gonna start off with Avery on this one.
I mean, I'm not nervous because I expected the season to be delayed. I never really thought that. I was hopeful that the season would start on time, and like I said, I believe that the NFL is a big enough power that they'll do it and whatever. But at the same time, I was never a true, fully sold out believer. Like, oh, this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I believe the NBA commissioner said it the best when he said, "This is not we're doing this regardless type thing. It's just like we really have to take this as it comes because." The virus is in control right now, right? And so we just have to understand that. So I was never truly sold that the season was going to happen, just more so hopeful. And so I will say this. I think the season is going to happen. When the season is going to happen is what I was questioning. I don't know if it's going to start in the time frame that they have projected. They, say, oh, we're going to start on time regardless and different things like that. And at the same time, I can kind of get on board with that in a little bit because we've seen the UFC do it. We've seen soccer do it. We've seen tennis come back and different things. They've just done it without fans and different things like that. So we've seen it happen. And even boxing has come back without fans. So I think that they'll move forward with the season. Maybe just not have fans. But as far as what they're talking about, we're going to have a season with fans, and all, I don't see that happening in the time frame that they expect.
All right, Darren, how's your nerves right now, man? How you feeling?
I'm cool.
He's a cool cat. He's a cool cat. I'm cool.
See, I've always seen it kind of how Avery is, but I didn't see a delay. I just seen it as more of they can talk all about they're going to have fans understand, but they're not having. I'm praying that they have fans. I still got a game or two I want to go to.
Week six.
But I always had a real strong feeling deep in my gut that there's not going to be fans this season. It's going to be weird to watch a football game with no fans on the stands. It's going to be a little bit weird. But at the same time, I do believe what the NFL is as a whole, the way the owners are, in the way that league is run, they're going to play. I feel as though these preseason games that they're cutting are more so a way to help get more of the players acclimated, see how the progress progresses. See how the virus progresses in the just 2 games, and it helps limit them before the actual regular season starts. This way, not too many players get sick if there is COVID cases that start to happen within the league. So I'm not too worried that the season's not going to start or have a delay, but fans, no fans this season, unfortunately.
Okay. And real quick, I misspoke on Dwight Freeney's stats. He had it was 10 QB hits that season that he had. What is that?
Okay. All right, Darius, man, how you feeling? I'm feeling a little nervous. Everybody else is cool as a cucumber. Are you on my level, or are you with these other guys?
I'm with the other guys. I think the worst case scenario, we get a delayed season, maybe by a week or 2. I don't think this season is going to get canceled. I just think, like Avery said, the NFL has too much power. I think they're taking the right precautions to do this. My only thing is, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, they had from March to really kind of formulate a plan just in case the virus did get bad and things like that. Granted, they probably didn't know it was going to get this bad, but you always gotta have that backup plan. Mm-hmm. One thing I wish too is I wish the commissioner was a little bit more vocal, like the commissioner in the NBA is. He's very vocal. He's really kind of catering to both the owners and the players. I just kind of wish Goodell was a little bit more vocal. As far as fans, I feel like if they do have fans, it's going to be a capacity limit. You're not going to see stadiums full. I think there's probably going to be like a 25 to 50% capacity. That way you still have some fans. It will be weird to see football without fans, but I feel like with how everything is going on with social distancing, there might be a chance we get fans, but the stadiums won't be full. There will be a capacity limit. So, and a lot of guidelines.
I also want to add in, so we see these people with these big old shields over their faces, right? I mean, could you make a case that you require everybody in the NFL to have a visor, right? It's basically the same thing, right? I mean, so it's a situation where it's just like, I think one of the benefits is the fact that the NFL season literally ended and then COVID hit, so they had the most time to try to figure out how they're going to approach the season moving forward. Now, whether or not they have taken the safeguards and taking the proper precautions to do that is another story. But I think that they, because if they didn't take it seriously up front or didn't think it would last as long up front, then they could be behind the ball on it. But I think if they did and they were proactive, then I believe that they do or should have a system in place where they're able to do what they have to do. And also you got to remember, though, it's the only sport that's considered outside of rugby and some other things that a high contact sport. It's also one of those sports where it's not like the NBA where you're backing somebody down and you're rubbing up against them the entire thing, so it's just like it's more engagement and then running away from people, social distancing per se. So it's like so
he went there.
But I think
not wrong.
I think the sport and the biggest sport in general, the 2 sports in general, I think, or 3 in general, that can allow themselves to open back up just without fans, and we're seeing it, is baseball, because again, nobody's next to each other except for in the bullpen and in the dugout, and then tennis, because again the competitors are across the court from each other, and then golf, because I don't have to stand next to you while you're
and NASCAR, except for the guys
NASCAR,
but they have masks on, I think, when they're driving.
Yeah.
So,
but even still with NASCAR, you still have, like I said, people in the pit that are close to. So, but NASCAR could definitely be including that as well, because again, it's less person to person contact and close proximity. So
yeah.
But I feel like the NFL has had time to kind of figure this out, and I think because of that, they might feel, well, we saw you guys fail, we saw you guys mess up, we saw you guys, and so now we have a better plan per se, and so we're going to move forward with our season. But we'll see.
Well, this is how the masks are supposed to be look. It's supposed to be a full shield mask, as you see right there. So that's what they're proposing for the NFL players. So we'll definitely see how that goes. I mean, I don't know how a lot of players are going to feel about that. Some people was talking about breathability already. I feel like it does have breathability with it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what they decide to do. And we'll roll with it. Hopefully, we have a good season, and we have a season that will stay the entire season, and you don't have to worry about it's going to cut off now because of all these cases and blah blah blah. So, get that. But let's get right into our favorite segment of the day. It is Hot Take Thursday. Let's go. Oh man. Got the horn back. Let's go. We're gonna start with Mr. Hot Take himself, Mr. Darius. Last week he didn't have nothing. He had to have something.
I didn't have anything.
He can't be called Mr. Hot Take anymore. He missed.
I can't. Yeah, no, you're right. I can't. You're right.
He got to have like 5 consecutive weeks of hot take.
At the same time, like after the first season, I mean. That was Mr. Hot Take himself, so he kind of had that title until somebody break it.
I mean, I said the Denver Broncos were gonna win the AFC West. That was like my first wild hot take, and that was like
close,
and it wasn't even close. They started like 0-5.
Pretty much right. I said Cam was gonna get signed. I said Christian McCaffrey wasn't gonna score on us. I said these things.
You did.
Go ahead, Darius. Right, what you got for us this week?
A little bit of bias, but it has to do with my man, Mr. Cameron Newton. He has a bounce back season with the New England Patriots. He throws for over 3,500 yards, 30 passing touchdowns, and he rushes for 5 rushing touchdowns.
That's a hot take.
I wish.
My boy is going to be he's going to be a starting quarterback too.
I need a better soundboard. I wish I had the one like.
That's an average season for Cam. That's an average. Literally, that's an average season.
I didn't want to say like 5,000 pass yards, 40 touchdowns. Like, I want to go.
That's a hot take.
that's
call a hot take for a reason, man.
Yeah, man.
But that's a super hot take.
All right, Avery. Let's get to Avery, man, because this guy just disappointed me. What you got, Avery?
Yeah, let's hear yours, Avery.
All right, you ready? You ready?
Let's hear yours.
Let me ask you this: how many you want?
I'll take one. I want a very hot one. I want something.
Let's get one hot, real. Yeah.
Let me get one that's going to make me leave the room.
Y'all ready for this?
We're ready.
Y'all sure?
Come on, Avery.
The Browns will win the division.
I want to hear Mr. Big Trust feel about that because he's feeling some type of way right now. He's feeling some type of way right now. His face, when you said it, face, like
you heard it here first.
All right.
I mean, Odell said they got some unfinished business, so
he won't have unfinished business for the rest of his life. Then that's what that is. And I love Odell. I grab every time my Kindle made. But he gonna have unfinished business for the rest of his life because my hot take is gonna be a little biased.
Always, it's always biased.
It's not always biased. Last week it was Josh Allen, Jaguars.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I'll catch y'all later.
Real simple. We repeat as division champions, but not only do we repeat, we improve our record, 15-1, and on top of that, Lamar Jackson, unanimous MVP. 2 years in a row. I'm out.
You said? Do you think you said that already?
No, I did not.
He did. He did say that Lamar would be MVP. He said that already, but he didn't say the 15-1. So
15-1 and unanimous. Hey, call it bias if you want. Not a reppy. If you think that Cam is gonna really be MVP, meet Lamar.
And Josh McDaniels on
big time.
Absolutely.
Hey. I feel like as much as I love Lamar should pay homage to somebody like Cam Newton who paved the way for him. So let's not forget Cam Newton was the first MVP. He was the MVP before Lamar, doing what Lamar is doing now. Actually better.
And he had a 15-1 record.
and had a 15-1 record, as you spoke of. So let's
went to the Super
quick.
Bowl.
Real quick.
And went to the Super Bowl. And
has
almost
Lamar won a
won it.
playoff game yet?
All right, I'm out. Yeah.
Whoa.
Now.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
But-
Won a playoff game.
Dang, y'all got him out. Y'all got him out. Like he was not feeling that. He was not feeling that one. Well, guys, we're oh man. All right, guys, that's the end of our podcast anyway. But we do appreciate everybody being in here. We got a couple of new guys that are checking us out. Man, you guys got a comment, man. We want to hear some comments. We want to hear from you guys. And like, let us know how we feeling. It's an interaction. But we do appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed the new platform that we're on right now. Give you some, like we always say, we always trying to upgrade, trying to do a little bit better. And with your guys' support, we could do that. So make sure you're checking us out. Make sure you're sharing it. Make sure you're letting your friends know. Make sure you're following us on all social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, inside hashes for Twitter. Also, make sure you're checking out our website because you can get everything on there. Gaming, fantasy football, which is coming up next. These guys are in it. I want to see how that goes this year. Avery claims he's going to be the number one guy this year. Now that I'm not playing, so somebody had to take the crowns. So, anyway. We got blogs, we got player interviews. Speaking of player interviews, we got all our player interviews on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you checking that out. Make sure you listen to a lot of players that we interview. We got some great players. We got some good players that are doing some good stuff, and they just want to hear it. They just want to have their story out there and let their story be told. So please make sure you go check that out. That supports us. If you don't have to pay for nothing, you don't have to subscribe to nothing. Literally, all you have to do is listen, and it supports us. It helps us out. All you have to do is just listen. Please just do that. Please just do that. It helps us out. It helps us get stuff like this with our new platforms. It helps us get mics. It helps us get lights and cameras and stuff like that. And we're only going to get better from here, man. So with your support, we can definitely do this. So we do appreciate everybody that's in here. Also, make sure you check these guys out on their social media accounts as well. I'm gonna get those piped up on her eventually. But these guys, they're doing their thing on the social media as well. Get these guys some love as well. Avery's like, I don't do social media, but he really doesn't though. But guys, we do appreciate each one of you guys, and always come out and check us out. We're going to be on every Thursday around 5-6ish, hopefully 6 o'clock. So definitely check us. It's supposed to be 6 o'clock. But definitely check us out each week. We're going to be on each one, especially during the season. It's going to be great. A lot of topics, a lot of stuff that you guys are going to have questions about. So make sure you come in, check us out, let us know how we doing, So for that being said, we're going to just wrap it up today. I'm your host, Jerome Jones. We got Avery Collins, we got Darius Riddick, and Darren Braxton, who just disappeared on us.
We made him quit.
You made him quit.
Hot take was too hot.
Too hot of a take. He scorched himself out of the podcast. So, guys, thank you again so much, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.